Thank you for joining Unfiltered Unspoken, hosted by Demetria Goode. Today, we're going to introduce the Goode Fight and what the Goode Fight does. I have two special guests on, Daryl and Sid, and they're going to actually be interviewing me, the CEO and founder of the Goode Fight. Welcome, Daryl and Sid.
Hey.
Hey. Thank y'all for joining. I really appreciate y'all helping out with the Goode Fight and helping with the movement and moving forward futures that we have, making the Goode Fight the platform that we need it to be.
You are welcome. I've enjoyed it. It's been awesome watching you build this from the ground up and go full force and just watch you live out your passion, and I'm glad to be helping on this ride here. So thank you for bringing me on.
My pleasure. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Sid actually does the Monday motivationals for the Goode Fight. She's the writer. She actually does Friday Hot Topic, and we will be introducing Good Men, Women, and Youth Spotlight coming soon.
Yes, ma'am.
Cool. Sounds great. Sounds great. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that. I love it.
Well, I guess we will get into just picking your brain and learning about the good fight here and what we're all about. So I guess we will start with you, Demetria.
Sure.
All right. So, how did the good fight come about? What was your motivation for starting up this foundation?
My motivation for starting the Goode Fight, I actually was going through something through with my ex. We had a relationship where we loved each other in the beginning, and that love turned into dislike, which turned into hate. We verbally abused each other. My verbal abuse more so came from a defense of what I was going through. And unfortunately, the issues that we had ended up to me almost losing my life. And we'll get more into that as we get into the podcast. So I will save that for later. But at the end result was I was brutally beaten and stabbed 6 times. And it was a devastating point in my life. Trying to overcome the hurt, the pain, confusion. I mean, you name it, I was going through it. I was just lost. I was at a place in my life that I didn't even know who I was because I took on someone else's mental issues and I made them my issues. I remember even after all of this, sitting down, and I remember sitting in my room on the floor, just crying months after the event had happened. And I had put a bottle of Percocets to my mouth, 30 of them to be exact. And when I put the bottle up to my mouth to swallow, my daughter, she's older now, but she was a toddler then, she walked into the room and she was like, "Mommy, I love you," and kissed me on my forehead and ran out the room. And I dropped the bottle. And that was the beginning of my healing. And I understood my purpose in life. But that was just the beginning of the journey. I still was healing. I still was going through my emotions. It actually took me up until about a year ago to come out, creating the platform of the Goode Fight. And the platform of the Goode Fight was created because I was tired of the lies. I was tired of the truth not being told. So the platform of the Goode Fight was coming out to tell my life experiences, what happened, but not just to tell the life experience, but to tell the truth on both sides, not leaving anything out. Because as you know, when we go through domestic situations, there's always that one side. But I want to be transparent and honest because there are two sides. And if I'm going to tell the experience, I need to tell both sides and the things that I did wrong. And I could have done things differently, but I chose not to. And in retaliation, the verbal abuse that I was getting, the mental and emotional abuse that I was giving back because I had had enough. So that was the beginning of the platform. Is the Goode Fight, is helping others through life experience. From sharing my life experience, I have touched so many lives. So it's like, why not create a platform to share others' life experiences for others that are going through similar situations, to help them realize, hey, I'm going through something. Hey, I need this help. And, just sharing a life experience, I mean, it helps folks to begin that journey of healing, to recognizing what they are going through.
That's powerful. That's powerful. Now, Daryl, I understand you have been in a domestic situation yourself. Do you mind telling us a little bit about that and what motivated you to become a part of the Goode Fight?
Well, what motivated me to become part of the Goode Fight was because after so many years of in silence, if you will, not sharing some of the traumas and things that I had experienced in growing up, and as a co-worker um, with Demetria, she shared her vision, and immediately there was really this feel of relief, if you will, that I felt that this could be my opportunity to be able to let go um, this pain, if you will, that I had been feeling so long, that impacted so many areas of my life, which caused so much inconsistency, so much distrust, if you will, not wanting to be my genuine self, if you understand what I'm saying, and but ever since I've been a part of the Goode Fight, and she knows I love her dearly. Whatever she needs me for, I'm right there. And but I will say that it's definitely been a transformation, if you will, to my life. Just that level of freedom, not just knowing honestly that I'm not alone in this, and just the sharing of my experience, how it also helps frees other individuals. So it's just been a God-given gift to me, to be a part. Whereas I know that it's going to go to places, man, that's going to not just impact it's this general geographic, but I see this and God taking her to platforms around the world, because the truth of the matter is, we deal with a lot of mental illness in society, and the Goode Fight encompasses so much. And we talk about domestic violence, but the truth of the matter is, all of it starts from domestic violence. All of it. That's only if you define domestic. You know what I mean? Domestic encompasses a community, a family. And that's where your issues derive from. Be it whether or not it's been a sexual thing, whether it's been verbal, whether it's been any kind of abuse, it starts domestically, which is family. And so I see how God is going to use this as an avenue, man, to bring a whole lot of people from their darkness into a place of light, whereas they could be used at their maximum purpose in life, and I believe now, after dealing with the Goode Fight, is that those things that I experienced, though it was thought to be a negative, it had to happen so that I could be a blessing to those who are have experienced those things and just don't know. It's not many people that have experienced what I would say Demetria, especially as a female, that have come out and used that as a stepping stone to become a beacon of light to other people. So I believe she's doing a tremendous job. And with that being said, I don't want to tie it up, but it's just been a God gift, and the freedom to be able to share your truth and your pain and not worry about what others' perception is about you, because the worst perception you could ever have is the perception about your own story that you're afraid to share it.
That's deep. That was real deep right there. I love that. Now, Demetria, with the Good Fight, um, what is one thing that in building your foundation you have already accomplished that you are proud of, and one thing that you are striving to accomplish, let's say by the end of the year?
Oh my God, I can give you 50 things. I'm gonna tell you. The month of October for domestic violence awareness, the Good Fight has actually captured a lot of awareness. I actually have been invited uh, to numerous amount of functions. I'm speaking at 2 events. I'm going to be at 2 podcasts, and I have another podcast releasing on October 17th, and I have a walk coming. So we are creating a movement where folks are really starting to engage. They're really starting to understand that, hey, I am going through something. And I think the biggest accomplishment is allowing folks to know that, hey, your childhood traumas are probably affecting your adult decisions. And I actually had a workshop, and it was my first time, and it was a phenomenal workshop. So we are gearing up to have another repeat of the workshop, because the first one was really, really good. So I think the best accomplishment is bringing awareness and folks listening, and starting to dig deep downside within themselves, and just them coming to me with their life experience. And I've had so many now, is a sign that I'm hurting, but I hear you, and I have these issues, and I need to face and address them. Sorry, what was the second question? I apologize. I get so
No,
passionate into this, I can get
it's all
lost.
right. Just what your biggest accomplishment thus far, and one you planning to make by the end of the year.
What I'm trying to do by the end of the year is to have additional resources to connect and partner with folks, so that we can expand the mission of the Good Fight to get more folks on board if they're going through traumas from child abuse, traumas from child molestation, traumas through being abused, but now they're abused, to get abusers on board, so that abusers can understand that they are abusing, like the cost, the hurt, the pain that they're putting on others. I don't, I'm trying to get folks to understand by the end of the year, hey, you're abusing, but guess what? Our youth, our kids are being affected more than we are, because they're watching us abuse and they're being traumatized, which starts the pattern all over again. Now that child, the youth, has to grow up with the trauma of watching their parents or their mom and boyfriend, or their dad and their girlfriend abusing each other, which creates a pattern, right? So the likelihood of them becoming abusers is greater from them watching the abuse. So my accomplishment is to continue to bring the awareness, continue to get more folks on board, so we can spread the message. This is a journey, this is a movement, and I want everyone to jump on the train so we can ride down the track together.
Excellent. That sounds like you got a good game plan going on.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Daryl, as the male here on the panel, and kind of the one of the centripetal forces here at the Good Fight. I guess what are your plans, or what do you feel that we, need to do here to get the males more interactive, or the males more willing to open up, or how we can, make them feel more comfortable to come open up or join the community and share their experiences?
I think that's an excellent question. Definitely an excellent question. First and foremost is that I have to stay obedient or submissive, if you will, to the vision and purpose and call that has been given to Demetria, um, and separate and make sure that I don't encompass or look at my agenda, before I look at the, how do I say it, before I look at the event, if you will. Because what can lose people, if, because the same feeling that Demetria felt is the same feeling that I felt. So it couldn't have been, and once I start, once we start saying, okay, well, how do we get the males and how do we get the females and how do we get the kids and how do we get that? The key is honesty and dealing with the pain, because pain will always address pain. Um, you know, because I don't want to go in and say, well, you know what, my mission is to reach men. I want to reach anyone that's in pain, and I believe that if I speak from the heart, that it will reach who it's supposed to reach. This area, I don't want to make it male and female, because it's literally something that has just devastated humans, period. And I think it's very important that I get better by being able to share as this continues to grow, or let me say, as I continue to grow, because it's almost impossible, and I will be lying to you, by what I share, that's all of it. I have become, and I don't think that I'm unique at this at all. But one of the things that I'm learning is that we have to be very careful of what we hear that's shared, and not think that that's it. Because I've become a master of sharing my story, but not sharing the pain. And when I separate the pain from the story, most people will not be able to relate, because when you start sharing the pain, then there's got to be a change in your behavior. There's got to be a change in your reactions. There's got to be a change, because people can't see pain. What they see is the behavior from the pain. So if I just talk about the pain and say, it's quite easy for me to say, okay, yeah, I was molested as a child. But just you hearing me say that, you can tell that that was disassociated from the pain. Because we as humans are so easily just good at giving surface and not dealing with the core issues of things. Because although that action was taking place, no, I am not in fault for it, but I gotta be honest with me. How did I get involved in it? And see, until I start addressing those things, because sometimes, and I don't know anybody else's story because I only talk about me, I have to ask myself, Okay, well, why
Life
was
experience. Not it's
right?
not a story, it's a life experience.
Okay, life experience. How do I share my life experience and be honest with my life experience and say, well, okay, Daryl, you can go through life and be angry with the individual who did that to you. But now, what do you do, or how do you look at it and say, well, okay, is there a part that I might have played? Because I think all these avenues for me have to be looked at. You understand what I'm saying? Because now I will go simply to say, just a short snippet. I was molested by older guys that I was hanging out with because of how my family structured was, and just looking for individuals to be around for acceptance, if you will. You understand what I'm saying? And so, therefore, because I was looking, quote unquote, for that father figure, I hung around those individuals that I believe that I was getting that from. Now, does that give the justification for the individual to do what he did to me? No. But did I play a part? Yes. Because as a child, I shouldn't have. You understand what I'm saying? Why didn't I tell the family members that? You see, 'cause I think it's much deeper. Why didn't I tell my family members, okay, this is how I'm feeling, and I don't feel like I'm being accepted, or I don't feel like, you all are loving me like you're loving my other siblings. And so something pushed me there, and I don't know about other people's life experience, but my life experience, as I'm growing and to start investigating this, I have to say, can I be perfectly honest? At that age, and I believe it was between 11, 12, 13, around in that age, because a lot of it I blocked out, that I would be in denial, honestly, to say that I didn't know right from wrong, that I didn't know before the action that it was some leads up to the action. I'm just sharing my life experience. And you know how I've always said, Demetria, that I won't ever let nobody tell me my truth, because I need to be able to get to the roots of this. And it's not blaming me, but in order for a complete healing for me, I got to make sure that I deal with the parts that I won't put the total onus on somebody else.
Well, I get that, but
But
I want to take back, like, I feel like some of it you're still blaming yourself, but as a
I
11,
don't think it's
12,
blaming.
but
I
as
don't think it's
11, 12,
blaming.
but as 11, 12, 13, you're looking for guidance. So do we completely know right from wrong? Not all the time. I think that, we're still going through a learning development at that age, and that you're
I think
easily
that's more
to be
generalized. I think that's
manipulated.
more
Yeah,
generalized.
well, it's the
I think
same
that's
thing
generalized.
as,
That's generalized.
oh, yeah, but it's the same thing as older men preying on younger girls. Like a 20-year-old preying on a 14-year-old. She's easy to manipulate, and he can buy her a bag, or take her out to eat, buy her food, and she's giddy and she loves that. But then they manipulate the mind that she feel as though it's comfortable, and then she gives up herself. You know what I'm saying? And in reality, it's like a way to con you or manipulate you. You really can't blame yourself for.
I think you're taking that wrong, sis.
You think
See,
so?
and I think on that aspect you're taking it wrong. I take ownership, and
Okay.
what I mean by ownership, I see the generalized statement. What you said is 100% true. It's 100% true, but it's not across the board. And the reason why I say it's not, every situation has its course. And like I told you, I am the individual that believe in being gut level honest so that I can become free to this. And so what I mean by this is that At 13, I don't know about anybody else. This is my life experience. I knew that, but because of what I was looking for,
Mm-hmm. Was it
I
love?
accepted.
Was it
Okay,
love?
I don't. The reason why I say don't look, I don't know what category to put it under because I told you I'm real legit. I don't know what category to put
I
it
blame
under.
your predator. Like, you know better. You know what you doing is
But see that,
wrong. Like,
okay. But guess what? Today, if I walk out the door right now, right,
mm-hmm.
the predator is still going to be the predator.
But
But
how
if
do
you,
we get him to? How do we get to?
that's not. But that's not my responsibility. What the predator does. The predator is the predator. In other words, I mean, and
How is he held accountable though?
that ain't none of my responsibility. Of his accountability. See, I take my part. It would run me crazy trying to figure out how I can change somebody. You can't. But if I walk out this door, even at this age, there are still, I walk down the street sometimes now, and let's just say individuals who may be bisexual or whatever, whatever their preference is, I don't have anything, that's none of my business. They may pull down the street and say, hey, how you doing? You want to ride? That's a predator, right?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it a predator? Now, I have the choice based off of my knowledge and
But it
my
may not.
experience.
They may just be saying hi, and it's just their,
No, come on.
you
I think
know.
that's, they very well could be, but the truth of the matter is, I know when my instance, they're not. It's they like what they see, black chocolate man, you understand what I'm saying? And they want to see, hey, can I get,
Mm-hmm.
now I have the choice.
Mm-hmm.
I can go into denial with that, right? Even at this age, I can go in denial with that and say, you know
Mm-hmm.
what? Oh shoot, man, I'm just gonna go ahead and man and let him go ahead, man, and just to see what he's doing, talk to him, give him some conversation, just
Mm-hmm.
to play, just just to be nice. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? Or I could take the responsibility and say, hey, what's going on, man? I ain't with none of that, man. Let me keep it moving. So what I'm saying is when you know, because see, like I told you, and I guess like I told you, you and I won't go into a debate with that because you're making your statements based off of the information in which I've given you or I've shared. That's why I say it's imperative that this process of purifying or peeling an onion, you learn more as the process goes, then you'll understand how. See, it's difficult to just open this thing up and say, jump. I'm just gonna spill all this out. Nah, because I told you at the last event, man, I better stop because if I go too deep, I may not be able to grab this thing back. You know what I'm saying? Because of the anger and the frustration that ties to it. So what I try to do is give a piece at a piece at a time, then deal with some more of it so that I'm able to release. You understand what I'm saying? To paint the whole picture. So you are giving the correct advice based off of that information that you know thus far. You understand what I'm saying? Because if I give a little more, you don't think I knew it was wrong when I was out there and the predator that did it will put his arms around me, hold me like you can tell. But because
Can I
I
chime in?
accept,
Can I
go
chime in?
ahead.
Now, what, I guess, what now are you thinking that solidifies the fact that you should have known or that you did know at that age what was going on was wrong?
What what you said? What solidifies it?
Like what? Because the way you're speaking right now, it sounds like you have self-reflected this about 100 ways. So you just seems like that you were sure at that age that you did know what right from wrong, or what was right and what was wrong, and what you shouldn't have and shouldn't have participated in. I'm just asking how are you so sure that you knew at that age?
Well, when you as far as a surety, uh, I would have to say that part of it I knew based off of some of the behavior, because a lot of it I blocked out because of the action. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Where you block out the whole scene of how everything transpired and all that because of the ending action of it. So I block it out because of that fear of not wanting to, you know what I'm saying? But now as I am developing and understanding, it's it was leads up to that when I was getting him putting his arms around me, you know what I'm saying? As we stand out there, men, we stand out there, he putting his arms around me, hugging me, and all this, and like, why am I accepting that? But understanding now that there were times where I felt uncomfortable about that, but willing to still gain, if you will, the acceptance of love, being accepted, a part of. So I dismissed that. You understand what I'm saying? It's almost like going into a relationship, not even a relationship, but you go and I may meet you and I say, hey, sweetie, how you doing? Hey, babe, you know what I'm saying? Now, you have a choice, right? To say, hey, my name is so-and-so. But if I keep saying certain things and maybe bringing you flowers and bringing you gifts and this, that, and the other, if you accept those things, would that be caused as me leading me on? Or should you say, you know what I'm saying? Does that make some sense?
I agree, but this sounds like something that you are looking. If you're realizing this in retrospect, not that at that time you should have realized it was wrong.
At the time, I didn't know. At that time, I did. Well, if I look at it, there are some times, like I said, because it comes back in pieces. I'm not blaming me, but it comes back because it was so traumatic. Once it transpired, you block out
You do, but
the
when you're
whole
talking, it
entire
just
thing.
sounds like you're blaming in certain pieces, like you're blaming yourself. I mean, how it comes off, it just sounds like you're blaming yourself for something that I don't really. I mean,
It don't sound like that to
to
me,
me,
but
sort
in
of.
my mind, it's like I don't even believe that there's ownership you should take, because
Yeah,
you
I mean, I guess.
for one, if you really in that moment, and in retrospect you are absolutely correct, but in that moment, if you didn't know what was going on, you weren't reading the signals, it was because what was being done to you and who was doing it to you knew that you could not read the signals, and
Mm-hmm.
you possibly were not taught how to read them signals by the people that
Vulnerability.
should have taught you to read
He
them.
prayed.
So
Mm-hmm.
in my mind, I'm like, there's no ownership that I feel like you should take in
Mm-hmm.
that. Granted, yes, you are making realizations about what you should have read, but you know what I mean? Whether that part of the healing journey makes you feel better, not personally, I just feel like that wasn't on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's like he preyed
I
on your
agree.
vulnerability.
No,
Like,
and again, I agree on that. But again, it's just so you all can understand. Like I told you, I 100% agree with what you all are saying. But in hindsight, the reason why I look at it in the area that I do, because some people create and deal with things differently.
Mm-hmm.
I say if I don't look at all angles of it, anything that I don't look at, how do I prevent things from not happening again if
Mm-hmm.
I don't look at how what was some of the things that were done that I should have made or paid attention to. It doesn't mean ownership. What I'm looking for is things that in my sharing or as I develop and I begin to share, I want to be able to share things like this so individuals that who might not have experienced it, that may hear my voice, may say, I may need to look out for that, or that may be going on with me, and I
mm-hmm.
may
I
need to
get
pay attention to that.
mm-hmm.
So this is
The
Okay.
why I look
signs.
at that. Yeah, this is why I look at every aspect, and I agree with you. No, I'm definitely not taking ownership because, like I told you before, I say I forgive, but if I see him, I probably kill him. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you can't understand what I'm saying. But I look at it because I want to be at the total. I want to be at the total maximization of with the good fight that if I'm sharing, I desire for lives to change. I want the experience that I experience definitely change someone's life and not just look at the incident. You understand what I'm saying? Look at this thing, the whole entire picture. And thank you all. I really appreciate you all for the feedback to say, well, Trust me. No, I don't take ownership because I wouldn't care if I walked in front of him and pulled my pants down and bent over. Nigga, you ain't got to do nothing. You kind of understand what I'm saying? So I understand that not being taking the ownership of that. But I want to look at this whole thing. So when I am sharing, I want to be able to look at some of these things of, well, how could I have done it different? Just in the retrospect of speaking, not to take the ownership, but somebody that might be just sitting and hearing that may be going through some, if I don't share the whole story, somebody may fall because they haven't experienced it yet. Life experience.
Yes. I'm very big on life experience because, I mean, people can take a story as fiction or you know what I'm saying? However they nonfiction, fiction, but this is an actual event that happened in your life. And you are delivering this life experience to help someone else with a life experience so that they can see the signs, that they can understand the signs that no older person or anyone should be putting their arms around you. Because, I mean, it's sad, but sometimes when a child is preyed on, molested, we can say how we want, they even at a young age can molest another child because it happened to them. So it's the warning signs, but this is for parents to educate their kids on these situations and not to be as comfortable with allowing their kids to be around other people that are not in authority or knowing what your child is doing. I think some of this can be prevented if parents pay more attention, or sometimes it may not be prevented, but we know the signs of the change in our child so that we can protect them so this doesn't happen to anyone else.
That was a good dialogue, y'all. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in regards to, it just seems like, from your experiences, you guys just want to give the game, share the game with everybody. And in that regard, Demetria, how can, advocates, supporters, members, anybody affiliated with the Goode Fight, what can they do to support, donate, whether money or time, running down the list? What can they do to make sure that they give the Goode Fight the resources to, continue to help this along the way and make sure we can spread this message?
Absolutely. So right now my website is under construction. It will be up shortly. So once that gets up, we will have more information and resources to help. But I'm looking for folks to share resources. If I connect, we can partnership, we can do things together to spread the message. I came in this field, but honestly, I don't feel like a rookie. I don't feel like a rookie because I've been through this. I've been talking to people, So I'm on social media platforms, all of them. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn. It's the Goode Fight. It's E on the end of good. So TheGoode, and my last name is Good. This is the Goode Fight. It started here originally because I was fighting. So if you can share your support when I have events, please come. We do take volunteer service on some of the events. We have a couple events coming up now. On October 22nd, we have a charitable car wash. Come bring your vehicle out, get washed, make a charitable donation to the Goode Fight. We're going to wash your vehicle. I don't care what the donation is. Come bring it. We're going to wash it. We will have merchandise out there for the Goode Fight for sale. I work hard. I grind. I'm not asking for anything free. Trust me, I work for everything to make sure the platform of the Goode Fight is successful. Right now, I'm funding most of the stuff out of my pocket. I feel like I'm about to go bankrupt or in debt, but I'm going to keep pushing because as long as God allows me to pay my mortgage and do the things that I need to do, I'm going to keep pushing with the Goode Fight. But I'm reaching out for support because there's so many folks that we need to reach out to capture, to make them feel the good fight, to make it feel it from their soul, their heart. I mean, everything. And we're doing a good job at it right now. So just come support so that we can continue the mission, so that we can continue our workshops, marketing, resource, drives that we're looking to have. The Good Fight can't do it alone. So I'm asking that we come out as a unity. I'm not trying to be disrespectful or funny, but, a lot of domestic violence comes from drinking. Hey, you go in the club and spend $50 on that drink, you can buy one drink. That's one donation to the Good Fight that can help the cause. So please, and once the website is up, it's www.thegoodfight. There's an E on the end of good. .com. You can also send an email again to info@thegoodfight.com. I'm asking you to share life experiences. Please send your life experience to info@thegoodfight.com so we can take that life experience. It will be the exact message, but Sid actually writes and blogs for the Good Fight. She is phenomenal. She's going to clean it up. It's going to be no change of the words. We just want to present it as it is, but make it look good. Please share those life experiences so that we can share with others that are going through similar situations, just like the life stories that you heard today. Life experiences. I apologize. I said story. Life experiences, so that we can share them. We're doing monthly highlights. We have one coming out on what? Said
next week.
Next week.
Yeah, next week. We didn't choose a day yet, but
yeah,
we got y'all.
Yeah, we have a phenomenal life experience coming out. We're going to deliver those every month. So please share your life experience. Let's spread the message. You can come anonymous. So if you don't want your name attached, we will put anonymous, or we'll put a description underneath. Your name does not even have to go to on the bottom, because some folks don't want to share their name. They're not ready yet. You don't have to be ready to share your name, but let's get ready to share that life experience. Because if I personally had someone that had similar life experiences that I went through, it probably would have allowed me to realize that I was going through verbal and a mental and emotional abuse, instead of me using verbal abuse back, because I don't think that I made the right decisions either, but I couldn't leave either. So I couldn't leave because it was my home. So you can't go nowhere, right? So let's get the message out. Please come support. Again, LinkedIn, IG, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, The Good Fight, E on the end, info@The Good Fight. Come on, join the journey. Get on the train with all of us. We're going to fill this train up, and then we're going to put another train on the track, and then we're going to put another train on the track. We're going to have services running every second, minute, and hour, just so that we can help all these folks going through depression, through stress, wanting to commit suicide. We don't want you to take your life because someone abused you. We want you to share that life experience so you can help someone else. But not only helping someone else, it'll help you. It'll help you face the issues that you are going through and enduring. We want to relieve that pain and hurt.
What she said, y'all come support any way possible. Daryl, do you have any social media handles you would like to share with us? Anybody can come to you, or would you prefer them come to Demetria?
He gonna send everybody through me.
Everything comes through my sister. It's just about the obedience. I believe that God connected me with her, and so therefore everything comes through her. Therefore, it keeps a great level of integrity, so that this could be blessed and get to the point where God desires for it to get.
Amen. Daryl, I'm thankful for you as well. We united through the words that came out of my mouth. I intrigued Daryl when I first seen him. He was just impressed. I think his mouth dropped. But I'm going to tell you, from day one, When we first met each other, we have clicked like brother, sister. My kids call him uncle. Thank you for being a part of my life. I thank the Good Fight for connecting us. I thank my life experience for connecting us. But not only that, I thank the Good Fight for touching you and allowing you to come out, even more with your life experience. And it's a blessing to have you just exclusively to the Good Fight. So if you're trying to get Daryl, you got to come through me. He gonna tell you too.
Y'all heard her. Y'all heard her.
And
Y'all heard him too.
And said, thank you, babe. Thank
Yep.
you for, y'all, please come to the platform of the Good Fight on Facebook. Our chat group is the Good Fight. You'll see this colorful elephant there. Sid is a phenomenal. She takes a quote and then puts her writing up underneath it. And then the energy from, especially Motivational Mondays, the energy coming from that post is just so, it's just fluent. Like, thank you, Sid.
Thank y'all.
Both of y'all are God blessings. Thank you.
Thank y'all. Somebody want to see little old my writing?
Yes, girl. Queen, you got it. You got it, Queen.
Thank y'all. And any final words before we wrap up, guys?
So I have 3 events. I mentioned one, Charitable Car Wash, October 22nd. The Good Fight is actually having an 80s Halloween event. We're raising proceeds, but we're going to make it fun. We're going to take it back to the house party. Please come out. Put your 80s gear on. Run DMC, Kid and Play, Salt and Pepper, whatever you want. Please check the Good Fight page out. We have tickets, $30. It includes a meal. It includes 1 drink. We have a DJ. We're going to have a photo booth. It's just going to be phenomenal. Please come support the mission of the Good Fight. We're not doing anything for free. We work hard. We just ask you to come and support, come to contribute. This is what we're doing. This is why we're asking you to come support, come contribute, and we're going to work hard. We're going to work hard. So thank you.
Awesome. Well, this was great. I think everybody got to know what the Good Fight is about, what we're striving for, what we're trying to do in the future, and what we've done already. The lives we touch, plan to touch. Y'all were wonderful. Thank you for sharing all of your life experiences. Thank you for taking that tough journey of healing to be able to share your life experiences without snot and crying, sliding down the wall somewhere. Y'all show so much strength. Y'all are pillars of strength, and this is very beautiful, and I know many people will appreciate what's going on. You guys will touch a lot of people, and again, I'm glad to be on board with that. In any capacity that I'm in it, you guys have been great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Y'all have a blessed day, and thank you all for hopping on. I really appreciate you.
Yes, bye y'all.
Bye.
Bye.